Hi there, this is Jim the Keys bartender coming to you from Key Largo. It's episode 199. 199.
We would be 200, but we just fell a little shy.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do it. I just burped into the microphone.
I kind of heard.
I'm just drinking this beer in a
Sorry, it's my girl.
lubricant. Well, no, it doesn't really. I had a beer the other day someone brought in from one of these breweries in Miami Beach, and it was a strawberry ale that was gluten-free and had electrolytes in it.
That sounds...
It was delicious, actually.
Ooh, power beer.
It was actually, yeah, you're drinking that. I'm here with Jenna and Papa Joe.
Let's go to the gym.
I can just see Lieutenant Dangle. I can see Lieutenant Dangle wearing that a Reno 911.
Yeah.
That's great. But actually, it was really good. It was a really tasty beer, really light, the same amount of a percentage as that big light beer that has the blue can.
Oh, yes, the one that starts with B.
Yes, and ends with a D.
Yeah.
And has a T at the end, because it's light. Yeah. So, same percentage, and the same percentage.
It ends with D, has a U in the middle, but it's not dark.
Barf light.
That's great. No, don't. What? I don't have a problem with it. Until they pay us for it, I'm not going to say it. Yeah, and there's other ones. So we'll talk later. I want to mention the Catch Restaurant in Key Largo. I'm a bartender there, and on Mondays we do a Martini Mondays, 6 to 8. A bunch of different martinis. I run my ass off making all these different martinis.
And if you're, if you're a local and you want to run around a place and act like a fool, I mean, that's the place to do it.
Well, no, locals, but I mean, for visitors, we're going to get visitors in there too, right? When they come in there, because we got a lot of more than half of our listeners are from outside the area, and I imagine they found the Keys bartender because they like the Florida Keys.
And when they find the Keys bartender, and he's at the Catch on mile marker 102 Oceanside.
I think you'll find it. They'll find it. If you can't find it, it'll be like your
chocolate martini.
What would you call that? Where you have to scavenger hunt. Yeah. You can find that place. Right. But
it has a big mahi. Okay.
But that's it.
People down here.
Yeah.
Right. We call that a dolphin. Up there, they call that a porpoise. Vice versa. Right.
So, no, a dolphin.
Well, we call them a dolphin, a mahi dolphin. But for someone who comes down to visit, exactly, they call that
not the dolphin, the mammal.
Not the dolphin, the mammal. Dolphin, the fish.
That's the dolphin fish. Okay. So one of them is cute and has a little pointy nose and talks and goes. The other one does not.
I'm sorry. Did you hear that?
Okay. I was right in the. I was putting my nose up to it so you could hear me.
We're gonna get one of those water phones and we'll put it in the water so you can converse with our aquatic brethren.
There is a mahi.
Aquatic.
Dolphin on the sign of the Catch, and that's how you can.
Yeah. It has a hook.
Yeah, it has a hook, and he's a very green dolphin, and he looks very.
Yeah, he looks very mad.
Yeah, because he's about to get chopped up and
ate. He's tasty, so that's his fault.
Okay, well,
Martini night.
I'm there. I'm there many a night. So come in and visit me. But the thing is, another thing I brought up the restaurant was this thing. This thing happened. We talked about Uber and Lyft before.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and where Uber and Lyft comes in and it starts wiping out taxi companies and things like that. And its business model is based on putting the burden of vehicle equipment ownership on the workers. And they handle appointments and communications and advertising and payment. And what else? Insurance, additional insurance. Mm-hmm. And supposedly, I'm going to do, just imagine, listeners, me doing air quotes, hiring qualified and background check drivers, which I always said that's a bullshit because there's some people that can't get jobs. All you need to have is someone else's smartphone who is hired to drive and have the car. They don't even actually have to have the actual car.
I never even thought of that.
You didn't know that?
No, all you need is someone else's phone.
Yeah, unless they put the GPS system on the because you track it through the Uber app, and the Uber app on the phone of the driver is the way they track it, and that's where you see they're this far away and approaching, and they can have the same color car and just show up, and people don't even know. Well, that's a Corolla. It's supposed to be a Nissan Sentra, but I don't go. You get into it, and all of a sudden, it doesn't even look like the driver on the app. So that's where you get some fucked up things happen, especially in big cities. Guys you can have just pay for a bunch of phones and say, well, here, you're driving tonight and you're going to have a black car. Boom. That's it. Or something like that. And, or they even pay them with the car, but the person that hands out the phone is the one that gets a certain amount of commission on it. And say, that's a good business model. Now, being a driver, that sucks. A lot of people buy cars and think they're going to pay for it by becoming an Uber driver. You're not. You're what they're doing. If you buy a car, especially a new car, Uber is taking a exorbitant amount of money by way of depreciation by putting miles on and reimbursing you much less than you're losing in value for the vehicle. But I wasn't really talking about this today.
Where are we going with this?
Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub. So it's a brilliant idea that a lot of traditionally food delivery, except in big cities, was confined to Chinese restaurants and pizza places. And their food is specially suited for that. It's easy to transport, easy to package, and it's hold up well. A lot of other places with bigger menus and different type menu items, it's really hard to do that. And you have maybe a pizza place that just have a wider appeal, Chinese restaurant too, for people that just want to get easy food. But then people at home, there was a pent-up demand. I agree there was pent-up demand. The problem is the way it's addressed. And we're going to talk to your sister about how they convinced how the mentality of people that signed a contract with Grubhub. Now, you got to pay. You got to pay a certain amount of money a month for some of these.
As a restaurant. Just
a certain amount of money. Forget about it. I didn't even talk about the commission yet. You got to set up. You have to sign a contract. A lot of them demand that the demand in the contract is that the prices on the menu do not change for delivery. Okay? And you think, why would that change for delivery? We'll explain that a little later. But they also say, the way they sell it, they say, listen, you get listed higher if you participate, and you'll be able to attract new customers that you didn't have before. I call bullshit, because people that order out a lot from pizza restaurants and Chinese restaurants and stuff like that have a tendency not to eat out at certain times. Let's say dinner. Lunchtime could be different, whatever it is. How do these companies make money? Well, I first mentioned the contract, and some of them charge a monthly fee. They also charge the person that orders a delivery fee. But the thing that's locked into, they can do what Anna said was their lowest one was 17.5% commission, and the highest one was 30.2%. Now, the range I saw in all the research I did was 15% to upwards of 40%. Now, if you are a restaurant and you're able to maintain a 17.5% profit after all said and done with your overhead, your property taxes, your labor, your insurance, utilities, everything, you are successful if you get at 17.5%. And then maybe real high-end ones, maybe even tiny bit more. But with that commission, your profits are fucked. You do not get it. That's something you'll never see. And what you're doing is they're hiring drivers. Let's say Grubhub. They're doing the vetting of the drivers. The driver is not an employee of the restaurant, so you may have a standard for presentation of the food. That driver does not give a fuck about it. Now, obviously, it's up to his best interest that the food arrives warm or hot and in good condition, but we know people, we've all gotten pizza that is cold with the cheese everything's swirled about because they're revving the engines up.
About pizza and Chinese food, usually it's their drivers.
Yep.
And it's their product.
Yep.
And they're in a community, and they service generally, several miles north and south, east or west.
And they hire and they're right. They hire their people. When there's a problem with the food, it's a problem with their employee.
And they'll take care of it.
And they'll take care of it. They either get rid of the employee or school them a little, or her.
Maintain their profit margin if their delivery service is known as a bunch of screw-ups to mess up people's meals. So now enter these delivery service, these third parties, and you're calling. Where's Grubhub based out of? Some other state, no doubt.
Yeah, they'll have they'll have call centers, and some of them are ordered through an app. Like, especially with that, they're an online app where you just go in there and it'll bring up the menu of, let's say, let me make a fictional restaurant up, O'Neill's Family Restaurant in Podunk, Texas, and they have barbecue night. Let's say orders. Get mashed potatoes, barbecue, fries, and you order 4 of them. Now, let's say that comes out to be about $10 a piece. That's $40. You signed a contract with Grubhub. It's 22%. So that's $8. Okay, let me do this right. $10.80. $8.80. Let's say $8.80 out of that. So let's say that was your profit. And then usually when you have a special and stuff like that, imagine having a special, you're already running, the special is running narrow. It's a good deal. And you got to offer your special to people and someone's ordering it. What if it's something they're selling, they're practically giving away? It's a large amount of food they're practically giving away. They're running maybe 5-10%. They're already losing money. And then the guy has 3 other orders to pick up, and that was the first one. Now, scheduling different restaurants. This guy's picking up, or girl is picking up from different restaurants. So they got to gauge when this food will be ready, this food will be ready, this food is going to be ready. Well, when you're picking up and when you're delivering, you usually do it a circular route. Go to one place, then the next place, and the next place. You don't want to go out, then back, out, then back. So these guys go in a stage. Now, that first stop could be the place where the last food is ready. It could be ready. The first food will be ready in 10 minutes. The last food's ready in 30 minutes. And all was ordered at the same time because of how busy the restaurant was. When he picks up that food that takes 30 minutes, that's hot. But then he's picking up the other food. By the time he has picked up the other food, maybe they're 45 minutes. They're already been up for 45 minutes. And then he delivers it. Now, if the first food or the last food is the last delivery, they could be like, they hear people getting food 2 hours later. And there's certain menu items that aren't ideal for delivering. Like something with a butter base on it, a butter sauce. Buttercream. It should be all congealed and shitty looking, and your fries are soggy. So that's that. And then there's the quality and all that. And another big thing, there has been uncovered that one of the major companies have been taking the credit card tips that was meant for the driver, and they use it to subsidize their wage. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're taking that money that was supposed to be given to them on top of their wage. Let's say they were going to be paid $5 for delivery of that item, and they were tipped $5. What this company does is take the $5 tip and paid the driver with that. And so they kept everything there. So they were under no obligation to tip the driver. The company wasn't. So there's that multi-pronged fuck you thing going with these companies. And I hate to say it, I love entrepreneurship in the United States. It's a brilliant idea. And they showed a commercial where all these drivers are smiling and handing down. But you know what? That isn't what it is. My stepbrother does it. A lot of these people are pissed off and rude when they come into the restaurants. I do a lot of reading on these. I belong to these service industry sites.
Right.
And they talk about, they'll put on a thread about how these third-party apps do it and how some of the drivers come in and sometimes they'll walk right into the fucking kitchen. I've heard this many times on these discussions. They'll walk into a kitchen of a place they don't work and ask for their food. You get it? I mean, that is a violation. That is much like a stranger walking to your house. That's not his place. And then demanding and giving someone a hard time. Like I'm the bartender, I prepare the to-go orders most of the time at the Catch. I can see people finally going, listen, not everyone tips on to-go orders, but if you're charming enough, stuff like that, I run about a little over 50 to 60% on tips on to-go orders because they know me. A lot of the locals that do it, and they don't have to do it. They don't have to do it. I had a guy that came in and he ordered like 20 times from me. He never left a dollar, and someone said, well, that guy never tips. I said, well, no, it's what we do. Just keep on giving his food, take care of him and all that. So one day he just comes up and he starts tipping. Just starts tipping because he orders all the time. He's used to it and stuff like that. Now with these third-party apps, there's zero tipping. There's no way an underpaid delivery driver, and I did it when I had that delivery service. A couple times people will order booze. They're out drinking all day and they're home and they can't do it. And they want food picked up. I would do it for them, but I deliver booze and I charge commission on the food and the booze, 25%. Pretty much what they're doing, and I get tipped too on top of it. I make a delivery. No, but I used to make on that one order that took an hour, I made $50.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
and then I deducted the miles.
Tips. The waitresses get their tip.
And I used to tip. Oh, when I picked up the food, I tipped. I tipped because I'm in the business. So that's. I'm not saying, oh, look at me, I'm great. Well, because I know they did it, and I know I'm charging people in it, and they go, why are you charging me? Because I tip. If you don't tip, you shouldn't be doing a service.
Well, my point with these third-party delivery services is, do you guys share tips with the cooking staff, or do they get straight wage?
They get straight wage. They get a higher salary.
They get a tip for going to get the.
They get a higher salary.
You get a much higher salary.
Okay,
they get it about 3 times.
Cutting into that profit margin, and there goes your restaurant's ability to hire qualified cooking staff.
Well, the ones that get tipped added the tip. Now, some in the back of the house gets tipped. I would have thrown that away. Thank you. I'm not one to litter, but I figured since it wasn't glass, that was so dangerous. What?
You are the bartender at the Catch. When you're here, I'm your bartender.
Oh, thank you. That is very nice. Our host, Jenna.
I don't throw beer bottles on the floor of your bar.
I didn't throw it. I placed it.
Oh, okay. I'll place my beer bottles on the floor.
Well, if you had...
he actually did set it down nicely.
And I will set mine down nicely at his bar, and he can then come around the bar and pick it up.
Hey, listen, we are at the... but this whole thing about this... a third-party app. Now, I did a step-by-step. I think all the reasons why I don't like it, and I want to be. If someone could convince me,
reasons why we didn't take the commercial break that we're supposed to have taken, probably.
No, it's a minute and a half from now. And so I want to be. What do you think?
And driving people around, he's actually very thankful for having that opportunity. He makes okay money. And it's, of course, the more you drive people around, the more money you make, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
He has no problem with that. Now, the problem he did have was when he was attacked and nearly beaten to death. But that happens in taxis all the time.
You make it sound like it's just normalcy. Go ahead and drive a taxi. You have a 67.5%
They get robbed all the time.
They get robbed and beaten
all the time.
Well, now it's last time to be. It's now. Wait, Uber. They may beat you, but robbery is rarely the case because people rarely carry cash on them anymore. Especially with Uber, they're paid through the app, so it goes directly into their accounts. So They may tip you if you work a good night and you do have $120, $100. It's, you know, I mean,
Desperado's going to want
a real $100, but it's not. No, but the old days when you're talking New York City, it's a Saturday night. Holy shit, they're rolling around with $500-$600 in their pocket. Now that's pre-2000 money, so that's worth $1,000 now or something like that. Holy shit. No, that's a lot of money for, you know, some drug addict and stuff like that. Now, $100, you're right. For an average one, you get $100 and stuff like that. But it makes them less, profitable. And they're less venturesome. So the more stupid and uninventive people do it, and they tend to be, you're right, a little more violent.
I like Uber.
What?
There's some cities where taxi service is so pathetically poor. Let's see, a city that comes to mind. Oh, Nashville. And
well, that was.
I mean, there's only so many taxis, and you got to wait. You have to wait a while. If you're at your hotel on the other side of the river in Nashville, you may have to wait 30, 40 minutes. So here's the void that Uber has come in and filled.
Yeah.
They hire X amount of people. You can go up and down the main drag in Nashville. There's probably 8 or 10 Ubers working the night. Sometimes there's 2 or 3. Now, I was staying at the hotel on the other side of the river. So you have downtown, the stadium, a river, and then there's some hotels on the other side of the river.
Moving from south to north, or?
I don't know, north to south. It's fucking Nashville.
Okay.
Hey, I'll talk like this here.
Well, it's a river, so
it's a river,
if you're on
and it runs through it.
Wait a second.
The river runs through it.
Are you on the east side of the river or west side of the river?
He has no idea.
Which is the cleaner side of the river?
Okay, because you're looking at it. If you're on, okay.
If you're on the,
if you're on the west side.
What if it took a J turn and then now you're on the north side of the river?
Can we pause the Nashville story right now?
Yes.
Let's pause that, and we're going to go right back to the location. Because the reason we're pausing, it's 22 minutes. We got to take a commercial break.
Oh my God!
Commercial break, and then we're going to go back to the Nashville story, talk about our Uber ideas and what good or bad, and then maybe we can relate it to something local too.
Right through that whole commercial.
No. Oh wait, I got to burp again. You're right. That fucking sucks. Okay, we'll be back.
If you want to get your information about the Florida Keys straight from the locals who live here and the ones who love it here, we've got you covered. Visit 43keys.com as your source for everything Florida Keys. Sign up for our newsletter and you'll always be up to date on all the Keysy stuff that's going on down here. Go to 43keys.com. That's the number 4, the number 3, keys.com, and sign up today.
Okay, we're back, and Papa Joe was telling us about his experience in Nashville, having a shitty taxi service, but come to with that. Wait, what happened? You're on one side of the river. We haven't established which side. It doesn't really matter. But
if anyone's been to Nashville,
the drivers
on the other side of the river.
Okay, but the drivers were on the other side.
No, they weren't. They're hanging around downtown in the main drag there, where all the clubs are at. And they're driving people wherever.
You were staying in a hotel, or were you in a van down by the river?
No.
Living in a van down by the river.
Down by the river. How about the levee? But the levee was dry.
Yeah.
No, the levee was dry.
No, but down by, I was doing.
The motel.
He was doing.
I was doing Foley, Matt Foley, motivational speaker.
You can only park vans there.
Listen, girly.
All right, so no, I was outside the city. Just the other side of the river.
So, yeah, you had...
And I wanted to go...
Experience bad service in Texas.
It was horrible. It was horrible. So we called... I asked my buddy, hey, let's call Uber. And he goes, well, hold on a second. I got it on my phone. And he plugged it in his app. And it was less than 2 minutes. The car came. And I thought, well, this is interesting. And drove us... It wasn't very far. It was a $4 ride. And we gave him $5. Okay. When we went home that night, we called Uber, and within a minute or two, car drives up, and again, $4 to the hotel. We gave him another $5 because because it was worth it. We've been drinking, and who the hell wants to drive, right?
Yeah.
So
that's a great idea.
It's an awesome idea. And this is the other thing that Uber fills the void. On a big holiday where you don't have but so many...
Fuck Uber.
Sorry.
I didn't want to get a long commercial for Uber because we don't get paid by Uber. No. But we're going to tell you a story. Tell you a story. They're criminals.
If they're out there, maybe Uber corporate
or Uber corporate, not the drivers.
Man.
The drivers are sweethearts,
and
except the ones that rape.
You've been drinking, and if it costs you
except for the rapists and the murderers,
and you can get the car there in a few minutes. If you get the car there in a few minutes, that's odds are you're not going to.
Oh my God! How many times did you wait like an hour and a half? Oh, you go like no for any taxi when they go and say we're going to be there. I mean Philly, you call and they go we'll be there in 30 minutes, and it's an hour and 15 minutes and stuff like that. There's no motivation for them to get there. There's no other job in town. But then again, if you wait too long to get your ride, then people figure out, fuck it, I'll take the bus in a big city.
I've never really been much of a taxi person just because my age bracket, first of all, and then second of all, I didn't live in the city. So when I moved here, I thought it was really cool that Uber existed, and I took my first Uber over to my best friend Tommy's house because we partied our faces off one night, and I was like, I'm not driving. I'm going to Uber over there. I'm going to Uber back home. And it was like $3 or $13 with the I gave him a ton of tip, and you can see it on your app. It looks like
you
Uber
pay
bugs. There's Uber bugs everywhere, and as soon as
you pay through the app and you tip with cash.
Well, you should always
or
tip
you can tip through the app.
You can tip through the app. I don't trust that.
You can tip through the app, and it does go back.
But they report it. They have to report it.
They have
to pay tax on that.
I just tip them more.
So have it. Hey, it doesn't cost to have any money.
But is this conversation now going to go to the ills of corporate America and how it abuses the worker?
Anyway, I was just saying.
No. I was going to talk about. I'll tell you about a shitty. When I'm done, a shitty taxi ride I had. Yes, you were going to say, Jenna.
I was just going to say that I like Uber, and I thought it was plenty worth it, and it was much more worth the little ride home and the little ride back instead of a D-dub.
Hey, I'm a hypocrite. I am a total hypocrite. When we went on a cruise 4 years ago, we went up to New York, and then we had to meet my family in New Jersey, where the cruise ship was leaving to go to Bermuda.
They're in Jersey.
In Jersey.
Yeah, in Jersey.
So, but we were in Manhattan, and we got off the plane in New York. We got on it, got an Uber, and drove into Manhattan. Beautiful car. Guy was a great driver, clean car. In Manhattan, we drove Uber. When we came back at the cruise ship, I tried using Uber, and you couldn't. They had a block. They had a GPS block or something going on where you couldn't order taxis Uber into the cruise ship area.
Only their taxis.
No, they had these fucking people standing there, these schmucks in regular clothes. They didn't even they're wearing tank tops and stuff like that. They look like they came from the docks of Hoboken, and they're there, and you might as well have the backward Jeff cap and stuff like that. Oh, okay, you're number 3. Here comes your car, and this shitty Lincoln Continental comes in. This shitty Lincoln.
It's all part of.
This shitty, and his poor Pakistani guy who obviously doesn't have fresh water or understand it. And I don't mean to insult Pakistani. I'm not insulting, but this particular guy was stinky, and he drove like a motherfucker.
Hey, you know what? Just on a side note,
we were less than 3 miles from the hotel we were staying in, and we went past it 3 times because the guy couldn't figure out how to get off at the exit. And I told the guy, I looked at the thing the first time he passed, I said, that's how much I'm paying you now until you get to because there it is. And we went there around the airport twice.
Okay, so take a quick pause. Squirrel for a moment. Say hi to Gloria. Say hi, FG.
Hi, Gloria. We're not doing live right now.
I know, but she's stinky.
Oh, that's truly oil because she's a pothead.
A Pakistani.
No, I said it. Wait a second. What did I say?
You said there was a Pakistani.
He happened to be a Pakistani guy, and he happened to smell.
Mom happens to be.
There's an Italian American guy at the gym who happens to smell too. But this poor guy, I felt bad at the end. I was so angry at the guy, and then I felt bad for him. I was cycling back. Now this is the guy with the taxi medallion, with the shitty car, the shitty smelly car with the fabric roof hanging down and stuff like that. And I'm going like this. I said, oh my God, I hope we don't get a disease in this car and stuff like that. And he probably drove it, it probably went through a couple other taxi drivers' hands during the day. And I'm going, I was so angry at the guy. I was sorry about my anger. Because I realized this guy wasn't that adept and smooth at trying to screw me. He just didn't understand. First of all, he was listened to in whatever, it was either in Urdu or, no, Urdu is not Pakistani, whatever language, Pashto or something like that. He's listened to directions in his native tone, but the signs are in English. So it's not helping him any. He goes, well, I can do this. And he turned, you know how about 5 years ago when you're listening to an app, it'll tell you like 50 yards after you went by, make a right.
Well, now you got me all curious about the Pakistani language. I thought they spoke Arabic.
No. Oh, fuck. You don't know anything about your background.
I'm not Pakistani. I'm actually...
No, but that is actually... Listen, now let me tell you the family language. There's Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Iran.
Right.
Arabic doesn't show up until you go south of Iran, until you're in Iraq and all those places. So they speak Farsi in Iran. In Afghanistan, they speak a myriad of languages.
Mom.
And in Pakistan, there's a Pakistani language. There's a Pashto. There's tribal languages in Pakistan. There's virtually no Arabic being spoken to. Now they may speak to, it's like Latin to them when it comes to the Quran, but it's not their main language. Arabic, they do not speak. And matter of fact, Pakistan used to be part of India when it was under the British Empire.
See, like my mom's, she taught belly dance, right?
Yeah, that's why the Pakistanis know English that well.
Which is belly.
Well, actually, the upper class in Pakistanis, their English is impeccable. Impeccable. Better than American.
Jan's partner, his name was Sorry, and not like Sorry, like the game, like Sorry, but it was SAR.
Like the dress.
Like Sorry, yeah, Sorry.
SARI.
And mom,
which is Indian.
It was which was weird because like her stuff was melody, right? So it was the art.
Well, Pakistan, there were.
She's Lebanese, but she has a Pakistani influence because they were gypsies, is what she explained when I was little.
Yeah.
So they were like Lebanese gypsies.
Okay. Well, they had that in Ireland. They had that in the Roma, the Romanians, and
what? Because Mom does not. Nana, my sister's over there. Mom doesn't speak Arabic, does she? No.
No, Gypsy's different.
But she, I can't.
Yeah.
I know her. Yeah. But
well, we all know some words. Bizarre is.
Her mother was.
What else? In Arabic words.
Assassin.
Algebra. Algebra's Arabic.
You're saying that my
Arabica bean.
But my grandmother was what is it? Sarsi?
No, not Farsi. Farsi is a language. Farsi is a family from the Iranian language. But yeah, well, it's all bled over there. You can speak Farsi. Syria's right next to Iran and all that stuff. So what I'm saying is, in Pakistan, how did we get to there? Pakistan was part of the empire of the Indian. I don't even know what they call it, the Indian Mandate or something like that. Part of the British Empire, and at one time, right after World War II, they split up, and there was a big civil war, and all the Hindus in Pakistan went to India, which was primarily India, and a lot of the Muslims in India went to Pakistan.
See, now this is why I think it would be interesting to have like FG actually show up and co-host a podcast.
Well, we could talk to her on Skype.
Because first of all,
Well, you can have her here.
she's 997 years old, so she knows.
She's not that old. I mean, she's not that fucking old. You know what? Now, just stop it with your ageism. Your ageism.
She's my mom. I can pick on her.
You know what? Supposedly,
I was going to be older than me.
I feel younger than you.
Yeah,
I do. Even though I'm older, significantly.
significantly.
Yeah, I feel younger. I went to the gym today. I rode about 4.5 miles.
Oh, on your stationary bicycle?
Rode.
You rode?
Road. ROWED. Road. I do not, on my day off when I'm not teaching you don't know. Today I don't teach. I did that on Sunday, Monday, 3 days in a row. I don't do spin.
So today you, paddled.
Road. No, it's a rowing machine.
Well, yeah, you rode.
Not paddle.
You rode.
It's a different, paddling is a different action.
Yeah.
There's no machine. Well, there probably is a machine that simulates canoeing, but rowing is it's more straightforward, where you're going straight in, straight out with your legs, your shoulders, and you do it. You're back and forth maybe 1,200 times, and you're pulling some weight on that. So instead of lifting, I do that. Instead of lifting, let's say 180 pounds. 45 times in 3 sets of 15. I'll just do a pull of 20, 30 pounds, 1,200 times. It's better for you.
It's better for you.
It's better, yeah.
Rowing, my God, talk about building your core.
Yep.
And your.
You look like you do that and stuff like that.
I used to.
Papa's.
Oh, you could do back thing?
Papa's pretty fit.
No, when I was not so young, Trooper.
Trooper.
I had the second wind that hit me. It was like a midlife crisis. I decided I'm going to beef up. So I went out and I got some weights. And I started to work out.
And he picked things up and he put them down.
I picked things up and I put them down many, many times.
We are here to pump you up. Look at the girly man over there with your puny arm.
Myself, so I thought,
I when I first, a couple years before I left Philadelphia, I got the bug too. I was in my, I guess, right around 40. I started doing it. I was married too. What the fuck was I doing to get in shape for? But I was getting shape for my divorce, it turned out. And I came down here in 2007. I was in great shape. And then I stopped. I dated a couple girls. And then I stopped drinking and dated a couple more girls. But that being in shape at 44 to 40.
It's awesome.
7, it was great. It's
awesome. I was running 7 miles a day, and then I ended up with 2 hernias. I broke my foot on the way.
Oh, I never did that.
And I was just a disaster.
That was just because he sneezed.
Shit, you got to watch out. These guys do it, and they keep on doing this thing where you're going to do they do this thing where they say you don't need to work out that long, but you got to work out intensely. The problem with working out intensely is that when you're not using the right form and you're not watching, every so often something pops, and it's not your cherry.
Yeah,
it's your knee or your elbow or your shoulder or something.
I don't care what you're working out or how much weight. If you're not following good technique, you're wasting your time.
Oh yeah. But what I'm saying is less weight, more repetitions. This guy told me, and he was one of these rehab guys at the one.
Leans you out better.
Yeah, he said. Well, he was bigger too. He said, "Go to failure." And I go, okay. And I did it, and it seems to work. I mean, I don't need. Who the hell?
No, high reps, low weight.
Eventually, we're all going to have fucking robots that'll be able to do all the lifting for us. I don't need to lift.
You know what they say?
I don't want any robot lifting my package.
Close your eyes. You picture.
I can have a robot. A robot can lift my package. A robot that looks like what's her name? Natalie Portman. Okay. Hey.
If you show me a robot with Angelina Jolie's lips,
I'm a Natalie Portman guy. I'm a Natalie Portman or
Natalie Portman's a guy.
I'm a Natalie Portman guy, or even the way she is now, Marissa Tomei. I like them. I like them mature. I like my beauties mature.
Marissa Tomei, she is it.
Yes, she's very attractive. I really believe the older the violin, the sweeter the music. I'm not one that just says it. I really do see it. I see the beauty in that whole thing. I love it. I love it. I love it when I see someone, an attractive woman, my age or a little older even.
Just bring a duster and a bottle of water. You'll be fine.
They're not. Wait, they care and they know they're beautiful and they know they're beautiful and I appreciate them.
Wife and she's beautiful.
Yeah.
This is fine.
She's younger than me though.
Close.
Not close.
She's not like 20 years.
No, she's not 20. She's about 9 years younger.
Yeah. She's beautiful.
Especially this Saturday. I turned 56 this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I up on you?
No, I'm up on you.
You're up on me? Okay.
Papa.
56. We're all yeah.
I am 56.
Papa's 56. My sister's 56. She turned.
I'm going to be there Saturday.
Oh, no, Nana, you're the oldest one. My sister is June 30th.
Well, my sister was August 24th, 1962. Yeah. My sister's the old timer. She was actually on the show too. The Lady of the Lake. Did I ever tell you about that? We were about going to wind this up anyway. Lady of the Lake. That was her nickname up at the cabin. I don't know why they called her Lady of the Lake. I have no idea. You mentioned it was from Excalibur. Joe, right?
Yeah, she's the protector of the sword.
Yeah, the watery tart. The watery tart. So you get a sword from a watery tart, and we're supposed to bend our knee for you? I know that was a British accent, but it was not even close because it was supposed to be.
Yeah, but if you know the movie, you know the movie.
Yeah. And so she was on it. She was August, the same day. So this Saturday, I know she won't appreciate this. She's going to 57. So out of everyone that's been on the show, so far, a regular, she's the oldest. Wait, not true. Connor Barrett. I think he's older. He must be 59. He was on the original shows. We parted ways in a friendly way. I don't know if he still listens. I apologize hello out to you, Connor. It is. We're at 40 minutes and 50 seconds. We did had a little pee break. I peed. I'm wearing Depends right now, so I don't have to take a pee.
He already peed.
I peed, and I keep this empty can of Michelob, so I can just pee in it.
Actually, if you look under his chair, I put a bucket there just in case of the saturation.
It's natural. So there's no reason to make anything about it. Well, you know what? Luckily, there's nobody sitting down to dinner and say, let's put on the Keys Bartender podcast and hear about their shit and piss jokes. Hey, honey, bring the kids over. Make sure they hear it,
Do a show about golden showers.
There was, did I say? Okay, well, I think I did say this on one of the previous 200 episodes, but I was in catering and I worked with a woman who was about 15 to 20 years older than me. I was an assistant catering manager. She was a catering manager, and one of the maitre d's came in and he was around the same age as her, and she's putting out a sign. She's putting a sign for one of the parties, and it was a shower for the Goldens. And we would put their first name and that. And she put Golden Shower on the sign. And this guy, Kevin Kilkenny, a funny guy, he laughed. He had these big belly laughs. He goes, really? We're going to have a golden shower today? We're going to bring a couple buckets down there? We're going to have to put some plastic down. That doesn't get him out. I'm going, that doesn't come out of the rug real easy. That's a bad smell to do, especially if you had asparagus. And then she goes, what is that? And then I go, Kevin, she's older than me. I can't explain it to her. He goes, he explains. He goes, well, that's when a guy pees on a woman for sexual pleasure, for both of them. And she just looked at us like we were scumbags. Like, why would you know that? And you go, because it's disgusting. Of course we know it. Just like what Shizer videos are. We'll get into that later.
Shizer.
Oh, you know that. Shizer. Oh, you know that. You should. You're not.
Remember,
You're not.
They're going.
Well, Oh, we're once again, Dana Show, we're doing on September 3rd, 12 noon, this year, September 3rd.
World's
2019. Not the World's. It's called the smallest bar on Devon's Bar. It doesn't say.
Bar.
I don't know if it says that.
Pretty sure it is.
Well, I don't want to say it unless I do. And I'll say it like this, but it's called, if you go to Smallest Bar.
Smallest bar in Key West.
Because I bet there's one. I bet there's a Ripley's Believe It or Not one where there's some little people. You don't say midget anymore. You say little people.
I am a little person.
I know. Imagine some place that has 5'3" ceilings.
Yeah, you know how
And you-
awesome that would be. And you could fit like 17,000 of us in there versus 1,700.
No, because they're not necessarily svelte. Those people, they get all those big weightlifter arms, right?
They still got big belly.
Like
Yeah, look at.
man hands.
Yeah, you hear their voices. Hello. Can I have a whiskey sour? And you're looking now. I told you about the woman I worked with. She was terrified. She was terrified of little people. If she saw someone topping her head walking up to where she was working, a counter,
And
she would flip a counter. Because I was in catering, she worked the coat room,
Tell her that.
and I was in the office, and she goes, "Jim, come here. I think there's one of them coming up." And I thought we were going to go like, "What are you afraid of?" I mean, I thought she had a problem with a certain group.
Punch you in the nuts.
That's
We're
a
little-
weird,
Yeah, she has a phobia.
weird phobia.
Yeah, it is.
Why would someone who's just
It is a
short
weird phobia.
freak you out?
Yeah, that is a weird phobia.
Maybe they saw those movies
really short
with like a little evil elf. One of those little evil elves.
Oh, you mean like the some people who are just petrified of clowns?
Yep. Well, clowns are fucking scary sometimes.
I
You seen that movie yet? You seen a movie yet?
Yeah.
We don't do a lot of movies here because you know what? There's a lot of fucking movie podcasts and they do that great. We don't do that. Oh, clown. Okay, we're going to talk about it again. Oh, save that for the next episode. Let's hear about this. Anna, you're going to have to talk about this. Okay. This is it. Episode 199. What do we call it?
199 to a close.
Bum, 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 bum.
We will talk to you again when we.
Yeah, come to the catch when you get the opportunity. Have a drink with me.
Yes, please.